Hey, what's up, YouTubulous? EXO coming at you here, breathing ultra low frequencies this morning. Just getting those subs breathing a little bit as we gear up for another quick EXO Q&A. We've got our questions all ready to go right here. Ah, God! Shit! I forgot to put the track on repeat. Hold on. I just wanted a cool little background here while we answer some questions. All right, we got those bitches breathing heavy. So let's go ahead and answer this first question, which is from DG. Damn, freaking pioneers all over the place this morning. All right, so this is from DG and MG Vlogs, and he asked, "Hey EXO, was there ever a time that you just about completely gave up on YouTube?" That's a really good question, man. As you guys know, I've been doing this since 2009, and a little bit before that, if you consider my other YouTube channels that didn't really hit it off. You know, when you're in the process of building big systems like this, especially Frankenstein, I needed a couple months just to, let me turn that back up. I needed a couple months just to like collect my bearings and stuff, because posting videos while you're doing a project that big can get kind of frustrating. So I never really thought about giving up YouTube completely. Oh, you're over here. But I'll always come back to it. I've always been addicted to making videos. I used to make skate videos, jackass type of stuff back in middle school, ever since, you know, the VCR days, when you used to have to use VHS tapes to make your videos. And I don't plan on giving up anytime soon. So there you go, DG and M Vlogs. Okay, now let's go on to the next question here, which is from Speedy Ramirez. He asked, "Hey EXO, have a question for you. I have a small car system in my room, and I hear a lot of rattling noises coming from the Kicker CVR10. I don't know if it's the sub box, or maybe I need to put some sound dampening on the floor." Okay, well, you know what? This goes back to one of the things I was dealing with just the other day. When you're trying to pinpoint where a noise is coming from, mine ended up being my door handle from vibrating a little bit too much. The first bet to do whenever you hear a weird sound is to inspect your woofers. That's where everything's coming from in the first point, and when they're moving, there's a lot of different stuff that can happen as far as coming loose. It could be your dust cap, your tinsel leads, which are the wires leading to your voice coil. They could be slapping up against the cone a little bit. Maybe even your surround has a little bit of a hole in it, which is pushing out air and making a little bit of a flappy noise. The spiders, which is the suspension to keep everything nice and linear, may be coming up a little bit. So check your sub, take that bitch out, pry it up a little bit here and there and push it with your fingers. Just inspect it visually. Go ahead and, you know, touch it everywhere. Just inspect the damn thing. And then go to your floor. You're probably just gonna need to do something with either your box or your sub. But order of business, check that fucking subwoofer, check your box, see if there's any wood paneling coming loose, a screw vibrating or anything. It's always something crazy. I mean, if a stupid door handle can create such a big problem, I thought it was like a subwoofer. I thought I had a serious problem. I hope that answers your question there. Buddy, what's your name again? Richie? Speedy Ramirez? Sorry, not even close to Richie. All right, next question from Mr. Freshly Fresh for the Q&A section. Is breaking in subs required? Oh, that's a really good question, and I've been an advocate for it before, but I gotta say, when I chucked in these contraltos, man, I just went to town. I didn't even break them in. I just fucking wailed on it. First show, TDH, full tilt, flexing fucking 40, 30, 20 hertz. I didn't even care. In the grand scheme of things, if you have a very stiff suspension subwoofer, so as to say it's hard to push down on, break it in a little bit, sure. Those soft parts probably have multiple layers. Take some of that rigidity away by making them breathe some low frequencies, some low notes, just like I'm doing right now. I've seen people come outside for hours at a time and just crank their volume up just like this and let them breathe. It's that really low frequency that helps. The higher bass, anything like 40 plus, it's going to be a little bit more brutal on your subs for breaking them in. So the lower frequencies, the ones that move a lot, are really good for that. But I don't want to say everything is set in stone, because it all varies between one woofer to the next. So there's really no one set answer. It's really up to you. All right, next question here is from Matthew Kieber. He says, EXO or anyone that sees this, can you help? I'm running 4 15-inch Kicker CVRs on a Rockford T2000. Nice taste there, buddy. I have installed, I gotta scroll over, a red top battery and a second battery in the rear, along with the Big 3 upgrade. I still lose voltage bad when it hits. Is there anything else I can do without replacing the alternator? or is that what I have to do? Because anytime the bass hits hard, it tends to cut off. Thanks. Alright, guy. First off, we gotta figure out if this is a voltage problem. So you need to answer me a quick question. Are you monitoring this voltage? How do you know that it is low voltage causing it? Because you can have headlights dimming and still have relatively good voltage. So if that's your benchmark of saying that you're getting a little bit low, test it a little bit on the multimeter first. But from a general standpoint, if you have a battery up front and a battery in the rear with a stock alternator, you just want to make sure that those connections are as best as possible. No corrosion, very tight, thick enough gauge wires to supply the current from the alternator to the battery. In that question, it would really help if you included the size of wire that you have. All of those things are going to play a huge factor into performance and possibly even cause it to cut off if they're not up to par. If you have a lot of corrosion built up on your battery, even something as simple as that can cause some really stupid problems to arise. Make sure you're grounded to your frame very securely up back as well as in the front for your alternator and your engine block. You already said you have the big three, but I'm just kind of go through every single thing. So go ahead and do that and then post back on this video and let me know how it went, and we'll try to diagnose it a little bit further. But until then, check those connections, man. Holy shit, it can make a huge difference. Next up, we have Michael Waters coming in here. He says he needs some ideas for his semi-truck build. Well, this is going to be a really quick answer, man, but I have got a really cool friend I'm connected with on Facebook who has a semi-truck build going right now. He's changing it up all the time. He's got lots of woofers. He's doing foldable walls. Really unique. His name's John Hall, and you can probably follow him on Facebook. He's actually accumulating quite a massive following on there. He's getting an official EXO shout-out right here because he's doing some awesome stuff with just a jigsaw on the side of the street. Everywhere he goes, he's building shit in his semi-truck, and I have nothing but respect for people like that. So there you go, my man. Check him out. I'm sure he will give you tons of inspiration. All right, next up on the list. This is going to be a little bit of a kind of a difficult question to answer, but I'm just going to try my best because, you know, Google is the power of... Google is so powerful, and this is all I did was Google this question. This is from Rain Buckingham, and he asked, I have a Targa TA W6800.1D. That is a freaking mouthful right there. And it's running an XTC 12-inch with a 3-inch 4-ohm DVC 6,000 watt max subwoofer. Holy crap, guy. This is a mouthful right here. I would like to know how to figure out the RMS of this amp and the sub, as there is no documentation for it. Thanks, EXO. Well, I did the best I could for you, man. All I did is hop on Google and click literally like the first link. They're claiming 6,800 watts. Might not get that power. I don't know enough about this company to really say that with full confidence. Probably not the 6,800 watts that you're seeing from the actual model number. And I've actually seen this company claim to be the loudest, like 176 dB in a certain class, like contending with Sundown. I remember, like, I saw Derek Haddock posted something on it, and I thought it was pretty funny. So, next up, oh shit, guys, where's my music? Where's my fucking bass? Here we go. I wanted to see this flexing going on in the video. Holy crap. Got that shit going now. Here we go. Alright, guys, and speaking of that flexing, next question up here is, where are the platform 5s? And Casey Newland asked this. Well, guys, the whole plan for this wall was to build it with the Contraltos installed first, and then later on down the road, once we have the right amount of power, stick in the bigger subs, the HP versions of the Platform 5s from PS. I'm so fucking excited. The reason why I'm running these right now is because I have them, and we have a great amount of power to supply them with and make them happy. The next level of subs are going to be bigger, want more power, and it's just going to be crazy. But these things are doing awesome. Fucking love it. And just to reiterate on this cone right here, this is a good old EXO Recone. Crescendo was nice enough to send me all the parts that I needed in the mail. I fucked up, and I left my photographs. I left like 7 photographs inside the gap, because when you recone a subwoofer, you have to stick something inside the gap to make it perfectly centered, and I fucking left what I was using inside it. It was so horrible. So that's why one of those cones looks a little weird, but huge shout out for Crescendo for hooking it up and helping me continue with this with this bass season. Oh man, I totally forgot who asked this because all I have is a picture of these rotary subwoofers, but I'll include his name right here if I can find it. Someone asked, are rotary subbers, do you think that rotary subwoofers are ever going to be applicable or good to use in car audio? And I gotta say, man, like, long story short, fucking no. They're gonna take way too much room, even more than these 18s are gonna need, and cars just don't supply that type of volume. And plus, there's gonna be too many variables coming in with the wind and stuff like that to possibly mess with the circulation of that fan blade spinning. Even if it is isolated in somewhat of an enclosure, I think that those variables would play a negative effect on the acoustics inside of a small cabin like this. I mean, look at this. It's basically a fan that creates sound via the enclosure that is put in, and they're world famous for dropping so low into the single digit of hertz and totally just making shit go crazy. There's a couple YouTube videos on them, and they're very interesting, but I don't see them going very far in the 12 volt automotive world, if you know what I'm saying. I hope this video was entertaining for you, and if you enjoyed it, please slap a thumbs up. Yeah, alright guys, and until the next one, keep keep posting those comments. I'll keep doing my best to pick the ones that for a video. And yeah guys, sitting here slamming some 7 hertz with the U-tubulus. This is EXO. Let's get those bitches flexing again for the outro. There we go. Alright guys, I'll talk to you on the next one.